Good morning, fellow food fans. Dollar Chef here, and it's breakfast time. Today, banana pancakes. The ingredients, as always: pancake mix, buck, a couple bananas, about 60 cents roughly. That's it. The first thing is the bananas. This video is going to be one of the shorter ones. I like this this mix because the bananas give the pancakes some thickness to it. That way it actually cooks pretty well. It's not runny. It actually stays together. That way when you're cooking it, it's easier to flip it. As a side note real quick on that note, get yourself a good spatula. Again, all these things are the same stores listed on the website here on the channel. I prefer these types of spatulas, the ones that are hard plastic and no openings in them. These are alright, but these flimsier plastic ones, you can get them both for the same price. It's just a matter of preference. So pick the ones that I think are better, the ones that are flat, hardened, and no gaps, no holes in them. So I should probably toss that one, whatever. Also, metal ones are nice for the grill outside when you're barbecuing, but not so nice for in the kitchen when you're dealing with lighter foods like pancakes. Outside, great. Inside with the pans, you don't want to rub the metal against them. So these are good. This one I like. Okay. First of all, before I forget this is going to be for 2 people today. It's very simple to break down on this, like other videos. The pancake mix, again, it's a buck. You basically, it's a third of the box per person is the breakdown. So if you're going to make it for two people, use 2/3 of a box. You can use for 3 people, use the entire box. The same goes with bananas. Basically, roughly, it's a banana per person. So making it for 2 people, like I am today, it's 2 bananas. If there's all 3 of us, it'd be 3 bananas. And the entire box. First up, get your masher, also a buck. Metal one, obviously. Go for the metal, not the plastic, not the hard plastic on that one. Get the bananas a little bit wet. And basically, just start mashing away. Also, the bowl you use is important. Make sure it's a plastic bowl that's flexible. That way when you use your metal masher, you're not breaking a bowl like a hard ceramic bowl or something like that. Don't use something like that because you'll end up breaking it as you're smashing it down. You want something that actually has some flexibility to it. That way when you're banging away at it, it gives, nothing breaks. Now, at this point you have an option. It doesn't take very long. A little bit of water and the bananas mash together pretty good, pretty quick, and you get that type of consistency. And you have an option right now. You could either leave it the way it is, put the mix in, mix it up by hand, and you'll have thicker pancakes. You'll have ones that have some good banana chunks in it, just like you just saw. So if you want that natural look to it, then simply add, in this case, a 2/3 pancake mix. Add some more water. Again, we're always eyeballing things. Get that right consistency. A little bit of water at a time. Mash away, stir away. A little bit more. Mash away, stir away. Until it has the right consistency, and then you can start cooking it. Now, the other option is to take your mixer, like when you're like making a cake or something, which we will probably do, even though I usually actually like it this like it is right now. I usually just dump in the 2/3 for the 2 of us. and call it a day. Make it come out natural. What we'll probably do today is do something in the middle. By the way, I wouldn't go much more than a banana per person, because if you go with too much banana, it becomes actually too thick, and kind of the banana taste takes over a little bit too much. Also, don't go with too little banana, because then you just don't even have any substance to the pancake. That's about. That's about right. Okay. Now, I'm going to kind of show all three ways, at least explain all three ways. So at this point, I have my 2/3 of the mix in there, I think. Might be off a little bit. Now you're going to notice I am going to add, again, if you have filtered water, use it. I'm going to add a little bit at a time. Just keep mixing by hand. I'm going to show you the alternative here in a second. Just keep putting the water in and out. Every once in a while, we've still got some dry areas. And when you come to the right consistency, stop. You don't want it too watery and runny, because otherwise it won't stay together when it's in the pan. Make it just harder for you to just deal with it in the pan. If you do mess up, it's not that big a deal. Just a little bit harder. That's all. So that's about right. Could you go with this? Sure. You can go with that right there. That gives you your natural looking, thicker banana pancake. The second and third option, I'm actually going to probably leave it like this because I actually just want to eat this morning, but your second and third option is very simple. You would grab your mixer, like this guy right here, and you would just mix either for just a little bit very quickly to make it somewhat smooth, or mix for a very long time to make it incredibly smooth. If that's what you want to do, obviously you are blending the pancake mix and the bananas more and more the more you do it, but you also get a more smoother liquid texture to it at that point. It doesn't look like it has bananas anymore, but it all tastes the same. I also like it left natural because, like it is right now, done by hand. A lot of things I will do with the mixer, but when you do it by hand, it kind of leaves it chunky. So again, it stays together better. So again, if you like it like this, go for it. If you want it something in the middle, blend it for just 30 seconds. If you want it really smooth or more, blend it for 3 minutes, give or take. That's really it. I'm going to skip this right here. You guys all know what a mixer is. If you got one, great. Do it if you want it. But you should try it this way one time at least. And I'm going to put, here's another thing. I'm kind of glad it happened. If you end up finding out that the mix is too wet, which mine is a little bit too watery, just a tad, then just go back in and grab a little extra, just a little extra mix, and undo your mistake. There it is. That's going to absorb, obviously, a little bit of the moisture in there. Actually, a lot of times I prefer to make mistakes like that on camera. That way I can show you what to do about it if it happened to you. That's really it, guys. Next over, we're going to come on over here and make some pancakes. It's very simple stuff. And obviously pancakes, I'm sorry that the bananas are great for you. Pancakes by themselves are okay. The bananas make them great. As always, yet another dish that has no oil. We're not going to use oil. We don't mind butter though on the show. We don't mind salt. Obviously don't get too crazy with either one of them, but nothing that wrong with all natural butter. Get our spatula. This is how I get it covered very quickly. I actually just use a spatula, make it flat, and that way you're literally covering the field quickly. That's it. Boom, it's done. Put it on medium at that point. Let's make some pancakes. And you can play with the fire here at this point between medium and medium high, as long as you're with it paying attention. This tastes way better using butter than oil. I cannot stand that oil taste, aside from the fact it's not that great for you. Butter gives it that great flavor, and I think it's a whole lot better for you. Obviously, real butter, not margarine. Why? Because margarine is oil. That's why it's so cheap. Now, it's not going to be ready yet, but I usually kind of check it just to kind of see where it's at real quick. Yep, still. You can always kind of tell. Starts making those holes first, those air pockets. You also can even tell by looking at the butter. Butter's still golden. It's not dried out yet, and it's not burning, so we're fine. And we're on medium. You get the timing down on these. Pretty much a couple flips, you should be good. Check it again, and all I mean by checking is you're just pretty much just getting underneath it a little bit, just to kind of see how it's picking up. If it's easy to pick up, then it's getting pretty close. For this video, I'm going to probably cook the whole thing on medium. Maybe lower now. Okay. That's the way it should look. Golden. Notice just kind of pat it down to make it flat. That way the batter squishes out a little bit and gets even, so therefore cooks evenly. And that was that buttered brown that we're looking for. At this point, always add more butter. Why? Now we're cooking the bottom side. You just slap it right in the middle. Get the 4 pieces away from each other, and I get the butter to move in between all 4 pieces. Because I essentially actually want on the bottom of each piece, which I'll do right now. I kind of grab them, I move them to the center, get them buttered in the bottom, take them one at a time so they all get their turn. I'm sucking up that butter and putting them back in place. And now their bottoms are protected while they brown on the bottom and get that golden pancake look. Now there will be one more flip, at least, even though it's pretty much going to be ready, almost even at this point. The reason why I do this is because usually when you flip it the first time, there's little excesses on the sides that are uncooked, because when you flipped it, it drips this way. So you kind of flip it one more extra time just to kind of try to cook the little extra pieces after that happened after the first flip. So I go back over also the reasons I want to pick up as much of this butter, because it just tastes better, that I can all over the pan. If this was oil, I wouldn't want to do that because that's just makes it taste worse. But if it's butter, most people like butter, including me. You want to pick it all up. Also, again, cooking any last piece you didn't see on this other side. And then again, one more time on the reverse side. Again, absorbing whatever butter is left on your little skillet. And that, my friends, is how banana pancakes are done. We're going to go to the front table here in a second, and I'll show you one last thing. These guys are ready to go. One last thing is very simple. This is the brand. This is also $1. That's what I wanted to show you. I realized I didn't have this out here earlier. The syrup is also $1, and this is the syrup that I have chosen to go with. It's the best of the dollar syrups that I've found as far as best tasting. It's the Harvest Hill Light Pancake Syrup. I think it's great. And I will also tell you guys more and more, so I'll be more detailed on the other links as to what stores I go to and which products the majority of the products will come from the main two stores. If one doesn't, like actually this one didn't, I will specify those specific products as to what store they came from. But banana pancakes are done. As always, guys, thanks for stopping by. This is Dollar Chef. If you could, and if you haven't yet, subscribe below, like me below, and I will see you guys next time.